What's up, Steeler Nation? How's everybody doing? We'll wait a few seconds before we fully get started. Let some of you guys get off up in here, because I'm sure there's quite a few opinions that want to be heard tonight. But what's happening, everyone? How's everyone doing? Listen, welcome to the latest episode of the Steelers Afterplay. Wildcard weekend. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. And it didn't pan out the way some of you hoped it would. It actually panned out the way I thought it would. The Pittsburgh Steelers fell short to the Buffalo Bills. We'll talk a little bit about how and why. Not going to spend a lot of time here. I'm literally not. I say that all the time, but I'm dead serious about that tonight. Main reason why is because tomorrow is Terrible Towel Tuesday. I'll be right back tomorrow. This is really just a quick hitter, knee-jerk reaction, and that's it. So let's get to it. Really fast. All right, first and foremost, let's say hello to the early commenters. Sonny Roth Miller. Who's that? Jim Edmond. BQ412. James Tresvant. Chris Fola. All right. Hello, Susie. Hello, our lovely young lady, Susie. How you doing? Make sure, fellas, you make time to say hello to our lovely ladies, especially our young Miss Susie. Who else is up in here? CT Pittman, Leonard Green, Vista Light, Kev So Nice, Nathan Manco. He says, we are done. The refs suck. And he also said it's time for Tomlin to go. I know the Tomlin must go is all in this chat. And I'm going to get to the elephant in the room. I swear. I'm going to spend a little bit of time, but I'm going to get to it. Let's see. Who else? Dr. Trey 88. Hello, Miss Lanisha. Another one of our lovely ladies in the chat. Make sure y'all take time to say hello. Zuri Rivers. Who else is off up in here? Why Diggy's in the building. Hello, Miss Destiny. Miss Destiny gracing us with her presence as well. Mr. Elman, Marlon Nicholson. Defense was garbage. Absolutely was. Steelers cards. Hold on. I gotta pause. We got donations. So round of applause to CT Pittman, as well as looks like Y Diggy as well. Early donations. Round of applause to the gentleman. CT Pittman says, had a chance when we got it on to a one-score game. Bad tackling and bad calls cost us the game. Yeah, one could say that. Y Diggy, and there's Y Diggy's appreciation, as y'all probably hear the donation. He says, they didn't fold, so that's good, but the Steelers need to make moves to get us out of the football purgatory this offseason. Man, I could not agree, any more than that. I could not agree any more than that. You are absolutely correct. I think the Steelers are kind of stuck in the mud a little bit. And ironically, listen, it's hard for us to accept, but yes, we could say the Steelers are rebuilding. They're a young team. They have young guys at some of the key spots. We have aging guys at some of the more key spots. A Cam Haywood for one, a TJ Watt for two. And, unfortunately, Watt was not out there tonight. I thought it was evident. Aging cornerbacks outside of Joey Porter Jr. Hopefully he's okay. So the Steelers are in a weird spot. Quarterback situation is a little murky, so we'll get to it. But let me just get right into it, man, because, again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here tonight because I'm coming right back tomorrow night, right? So, this is going to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Let's get to it. Let's talk really quick about the first offensive series and the first defensive possession. And then we'll do some of the key moments, and then we'll speed through this thing. And then I'm definitely going to talk about the elephant in the room. So let's see. Steelers' first drive. Najee Harris picks up 2 yards on a toss play. Again, y'all know how I feel about us running toss plays to Najee Harris. Y'all know how I feel about that. So I'm not even going to say nothing. Got to interrupt myself. We got another donation. Thank you for MT Mooch. Round of applause. MT says, Mike T is welcome to coach in Dallas. How about that? Dallas wet the bed. Cleveland wet the bed. Pittsburgh Steelers wet the bed a little bit in the first half. They fought back, but again, man, it comes down to what I thought this game was going to be anyway. But let's get back to it. So, Najee Harris picks up 2 on the toss play. Then there was a nice pickup of 15 yards on the very next play. I think that was the screen play to Jaylen Warren on second down. And then Najee picks up another 2 yards on first down. Mason Rudolph, his pass gets batted down on 2nd and 8. And then the Steelers are faced with the 3rd and 8. And Rudolph was unable to connect with Freiermuth. And the Steelers were forced to punt. And a very short punt by Presley Harvin. And I'm going to just say this, and I might say this later in the broadcast. It's time to move on from Presley Harvin. I just think he's not consistent enough. You know, you watch some of these other punters that are consistently doing well. Harvin has too many hits or misses. So it's definitely time to, you know, bring in some competition. And I understand, man, the weather wasn't great out there. I get it, but you guys would probably agree with me that this has been Harvin's MO the whole season. So, first defensive series, the Bills drive right down the field and score. Wasn't a whole lot I had to say there, right? It was a mix of pass and run, and Josh Allen finishes the drive with a touchdown pass to Dalton Knox. It appeared to be miscommunication with the, you know, looks like Patrick Peterson, and I think Landon Roberts, one of those guys. Both of them was in the flats, and, you know, Rowe couldn't get over there fast enough, and there you have it. The Bills are already up 7-0 that quick, right? Key moments again. Steelers go 3 and out right after the first touchdown. Patrick Peterson misses a sack on Josh Allen. Y'all remember that one? I mean, a wide open sack. Misses the sack. But the Steelers are lucky enough to get off the field on 3rd and 2. But then the Steelers offense went 3 and out right after that. And then on the very next drive, I believe, George Pickens fumbles. George Pickens fumbles. So I said they went 3 and out. I read that wrong. Basically, what I meant was after the missed sack, we were able to get off the field on 3rd and 2, forcing a 3 and out. And hold on. Got to interrupt myself. Round of applause for another donation. This one is coming in from Half Games. Round of applause. Appreciate that. Half Game says, up and down season, excited for the next one. Thank you, Sim. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And thank you for your viewership. And of course, y'all know, man, I try to keep this thing rolling throughout the season. So hopefully you all will stick around. Of course, we won't have as many videos. There will be no afterplay. We'll still do Terrible Towel Tuesday. And I'm going to make it my point this off season to do more informative videos. You know, when I'm reading articles and stuff like that, doing those type of videos to keep that content rolling throughout the season, because I just definitely don't want it to just be during the season. So let's get back to what I was saying, man. The Steelers got off the field, but then I wrote here the very next play. On that next drive, George Pickens fumbles the football. Bills get the ball on the 29. Josh Allen is able to hit Kincaid right down the seam on the next play for a touchdown. The Bills are up just that quick, 14-0, and then the Steelers also, right after that touchdown, they go 3 and out again on offense. Oh, round of applause. We got another donation. Where did it come from? We got something. I saw the notification. Maybe it wasn't a donation. Maybe it was a sub or something. So thank you. And just like that, man, let's see. Freiermuth gets a 33-yard pickup, but almost fumbles. He does fumble, but I say almost because luckily enough, his helmet brushes the ball as he's out of bounds. The Steelers are able to keep possession. Rudolph converts a huge 3rd down, finding Muth on the left side. That was one in which where he went to the right and came back to the left. And the reason why I want to make a point of that is I was critical of Mason Rudolph early in this game. He was sticking on his read. He was sticking on that one read way too much early in the game, but I thought he did a good job in that particular instance. And we were able to hit Freiermuth, and then Deontay Johnson was able to draw a pass interference on that drive. Steelers get to in a goal-to-goal situation, and then Rudolph throws an interception from like the 5 or 6 yard line. At that point, I'm just like, okay, that's what type of game this is going to be. But then right after that, Josh Allen ends the drive. He ends their following drive after they turn us over with a 52-yard touchdown and a missed tackle by you-know-who. Number 23. Yes, number 23. Josh Allen runs right through him. And guess what happens after that? The Steelers offense goes 3 and out again. Right after that, when the Bills were up 21-0. Okay, then after that, Eric Rowe makes a nice PBU late in the second quarter, which may have possibly been a touchdown or at least an opportunity for the Bills to score again. The Bills, at that point, attempt the field goal, and the Steelers are able to block it. Steelers blocked the field goal, and I think Montravius Adams got his hand on it. So they're then able to start their drive from the Bills 33 with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the half. The Steelers finish the drive with a touchdown pass to Deontay Johnson. And at that point, okay, they have a little bit of life. Okay, I did not want to go into the half with an offer. So 21-7, Bills, they do get the ball with 1 minute and 39 seconds left, but the Steelers were able to get off the field. And actually, that was the moment when we got a sack. I want to say somebody got a sack. I don't think that was Highsmith's sack. I think it was someone else. We get a sack, and actually, I think I have that written down. Let me see. Yeah, I think it was Alex Highsmith. No, it wasn't. Alex Highsmith has his sack in the second half. I can't remember who got the sack there, but let me just paint the picture for you guys, and I'm going to come back and talk about this. Steelers get the sack, and I want to say it was like 2nd and 17. Something like that. 43 seconds left. We had 3 timeouts, and we did not take those timeouts. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on that in just a second. Hold tight, because I definitely want to hear you all's opinion, because I'm going to finish this thing talking about Mike Tomlin, the elephant in the room. But I'm going to give you my opinion on that sequence, and I'm going to try to add some thought process to it, whether you agree or disagree. But it's definitely something to point out, because even the broadcasters said it. And, Tony Romo had a difference of opinion. Jim said one thing, and Tony Romo kind of was like, I don't know why they called that timeout with like 4 seconds left. I don't get that, but we'll get to it. But keep that point in mind, because I'm coming right there. Let's see. So the half ends. Second half, Steelers forced a 3 and out to open that drive. That's when Alex Highsmith got his sack to start that second half. And then Austin was able to return the ball to the 40-yard line. And I wrote here that was good starting position, but it ended up being the 35-yard line because Freiermuth jumped offside or false start. And the Steelers were forced into a field goal try. At that point, it's 21-10 Bills. And I said the Steelers gave up a field goal right after that on a 7-minute and 18-second drive by the Bills, and they pushed the score back to 24-10. Later on, huge third down conversion, huge by Mason Rudolph, hanging in the pocket, finding George Pickens, going up, skying up, and coming down with the ball to end the third quarter. And Deontay Johnson, I can't say his name. Y'all remember that pass where they took a shot to George Pickens down the right sideline into the end zone, and it was just out of reach. Pickens kind of got his hand on it, but good defense. Deontay Johnson happened to be wide open. He's doing like this, wide open in the end zone, but, I get it. Rudolph probably got the look he wanted, and he looked Pickens' way. He's his 50-50 ball guy. Never saw Deontay Johnson. Didn't come down with it. However, The Steelers were able to finish that drive because I wrote right after that, Rudolph was able to convert on that drive, a 3rd and 7 to Deontay Johnson, and was then 1st and goal. And then the Steelers finished the drive with a pass to Calvin Austin to bring it to 24-17. And at that point, you were like, okay, they're making it competitive. I still didn't think we were going to win. And I'll tell you guys why, but I never had the feeling that we're going to win. I knew there was a chance, but I just never had the feeling that they're going to win. So very next drive, the Bills go right down and score. Huge missed tackle by Minkah Fitzpatrick on Shakira. And the Bills go up 31-17 with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock. Later in that drive, the Steelers unable to convert a 4th and 3, which essentially ended the game. I mean, you could say, okay, they got a chance with the missed field goal, but the game was pretty much over at that point, man. And that's how it ended up. No pass interference call on Jackson. I think that should have been called. I think these referees, not only in Steeler games, they have been horrible this season. This season, they have been bad. Historically bad. But that's how the cookie crumbles, man. Let me give you my quick takeaways, and then I'm going to get right into the Tomlin stuff, and I'm going to wrap this up tonight. Tomorrow, we will have more deeper conversation. Tomorrow is when I invite you guys to call in to get it off your chest. Takeaways. Mason Rudolph appeared to be rushing a bit and locking in on his main target early in the game. I thought he picked it up and played better later in the game. Interior runs with Najee Harris was not working. I just don't understand sometimes why when teams pack the box, we just decide we're just going to run right at them. And I understand we've been playing power football, bully ball here of late, but it won't working, man. You got to come out of that a little sooner. As I mentioned in the before play video yesterday, the tight ends killed the Steelers early. I said we could not allow those tight ends to kill us. We got to find a way to defend those guys, and that was my main concern coming into this game, and they both got us early. Both Kincaid and Knox. I wrote here the offense struggled big time early in this game. Too many 3-and-outs. We did not master the time of possession. That was one of my keys to victory. Steelers unable to stop the run. Steelers just unable to stop the run when they needed to. Did I not say that to you guys as well on Terrible Towel Tuesday this past week? Didn't I say that? And I might have even said it in the before play video. We haven't been able to stop the run consistently. And that's what I said was my biggest concerns coming into this game. Containing Josh Allen, keeping him in the pocket, preventing him from extending plays, and try to bottle up the run the best you can, but more so cover those tight ends to the best of your ability, and none of those things really happened tonight. Patrick Peterson just doesn't want to tackle anybody, man. I get it, he's older, but Pat Pete don't want he wants nothing to do with contact at this stage of his career. And the last little note I put here, man, Eric Rowe is continuing to make a case for a re-signing. I hope the Steelers are able to get him back in the fold for next season. I really do. I think he started to make some strides. And again, he made a great play in tonight's game, man, that probably prevented the Bills from getting more points at that moment. I felt like George Pickens was losing his footing quite often in this game. And the last thing I have here is we're going to talk about this tomorrow, but I'm going to throw another elephant out there. What I'm seeing consistently from Mason Rudolph is pocket presence. The biggest glaring thing that I see between him and Kenny Pickett, well, there's two things that are different between him and Kenny Pickett, but to me, the biggest thing is the pocket presence. Mason Rudolph will stand in there. Mason Rudolph has been the best quarterback this season in the pocket. My opinion. He does just enough at times to evade. Sometimes he'll hold it and take a sack. But he does just enough sometimes to buy some time. He'll get out and run if it's wide open. But he'll stand in there. He will stand in there for that last moment and take the hit and deliver a strike. And sometimes in the NFL, it's that millisecond. You wait that one fraction of a second for a guy to come open. And that is something that Kenny Pickett has a serious problem with. He bails the pocket extremely too early. But the second thing that Mason Rudolph, and he picked it up in the second half. I couldn't say this in the first half. But if I look at these last 4 games that he's played, he reads the field, I think, better than Kenny Pickett is reading the field. So those 2 things to me will be what I judge Kenny Pickett on severely. And the biggest thing that stands out to me is that pocket awareness and pocket presence and just standing in that pocket. We're going to see how everything transpires in this offseason because everyone should know by now Mason Rudolph is not under contract. Now, the last thing, before I get out of here, I'll give you guys a few minutes in the chat. Where we at? 21 minutes. Cool. Many people are going to put this loss on Mike Tomlin. Steelers have not won a playoff game since 2016. And I think, what are they? Y'all correct me in the chat. Are they 0-4 or 0-5 since? I think today makes 0-5, right? Before I get into that, I'm going to give you guys time to answer that question. Let me talk about those timeouts. Y'all know one of my biggest beefs with Mike Tomlin is time management and challenges. I can honestly say tonight I can make a case for both sides, but I'm not mad at not taking the timeouts at that 43-second mark. The reason why is I wasn't confident that we stopped Josh Allen. I wasn't confident that we stopped him 3 times in a row at that moment where the timeouts would have worked. Even though we had just gotten a sack, Josh Allen had been shredding us. Think about it. We're talking about first half. Josh Allen had been shredding us, whether it was by his legs or passing the ball or hitting those tight ends. He was killing us. So me personally, yeah, we got a sack. I wasn't comfortable thinking, timeout, and we're going to get the ball back. No, I wasn't. Because the Bills are aggressive. They aggressive. I don't think they was just going to lay down and let us just keep taking timeouts. So for that moment, only that moment, right? I don't have a huge problem with him not burning his timeouts there. That's just my opinion. But I can see why people would argue that because you might feel like, oh, we had a little momentum going. But I'm telling you, if I'm the head coach in that moment, I want to get into the halftime 21-7. Last thing I want to do is allow Josh Allen to hit something down the middle where we've been vulnerable, and then they get some points going into the half, and then they get the ball back. So for that particular sequence, I didn't have a big problem with him not taking timeouts. People are welcome to disagree with that. And that's why I said Tony Romo was kind of on my side as well, leaning towards, well, you don't want to. So I don't have a beef there. But largely in his career, I definitely had issues with Tomlin's time management and his challenges. So let me see what you guys have to say about Tomlin. Somebody said he needs to go, period. Okay. What else? So we are 0-5. Y'all were answering that question. Okay. Knight Rider says we're 0-5, but none of it is on Tomlin. I don't know if I agree with that. Dave Peterson says Tomlin must go, period. Okay. All right, so here's my quick point on Tomlin. I've been saying this since earlier in the season. I am a fan of Mike Tomlin. I do think Mike Tomlin is a good coach. I think he's great in some areas. Great leader of men, great motivator, keeps the locker room together. Guys don't seem to quit on him. I even think at times he does good with X's and O's. There are other areas that are not as good. The time management at times and some of the decisions that are made as far as when you go for it and not, maybe the challenges. But again, I've been saying to you guys, I have no problem with Mike Tomlin being the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers that I root for. But I also will say, if in fact, after 17 seasons, the Steelers move on or he decides not to come back, okay, let's do it. And let's see what happens after that. Actually, I hope in some instances, I hope that happens. I'm going to go as far as say that. In some instances, I hope Mike Tomlin doesn't come back to the Steelers because I can't wait to see how some of you fans will react to a team that potentially starts losing bad. Now, maybe you get lucky and you get a rookie head coach in there and he takes off. Maybe. But I would love to see what happens, not only in the season, but game to game. I would love to see how you criticize the new coach. Because, again, I feel like a lot of people don't really know why they dislike Mike Tomlin. I think it's really just the head coach. I think it's results bias. Like, for example, the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody wants to fire Mike McCarthy as well. Okay, I mean, I guess you could make a case for that. But, I mean, he takes over offensive play calling, and they were, what, the number one scoring offense or whatever? And they get beat bad. But I'm just saying, man, I don't feel like you can react to every loss. Now, I'm not a Dallas fan, and I don't know what other woes Mike McCarthy has. I'm just saying, I think largely, hold on, donation, and I'll get back to it. Round of applause to Andre Romero. Okay. Andre says it's time for a new voice and new formula. Listen, like I said, guys, I don't disagree with what anyone says in regards to the coach, because, again, after 17 years, I'm open for whatever's going to make the team better. Hello, Miss Destiny. Destiny says they have to expand the staff. Small things have been jumping up and biting us in the butt for years. Fix the fundamentals, please. Could not agree more with that. I'm going to be honest tonight. I saw a lot of bad execution. Y'all know me. I'm going to call it fair. I'm going to say when I don't like when a coach does something, including the head coach. And I'm going to say when I don't like what players are doing. Guys, dog, there was a lot of missed tackles out there. Those penalties, Miles Jack, back-to-back. Now, some people can say, oh, it's touchy. They may not should have called the one on Josh Allen. I get it, but guys, we know you can't go shoulder first until you just can't when they've given themselves up. The refs have been tic-tac all season. I mean, they were horrible out there tonight. And they probably going to be horrible in this game that's about to come on, which I'm going to watch. But come on, Miles Jack. It was just too many penalties at the wrong time, man. And then it's biting us in the butt. That's on players. Prior move jumping, false start. That's on the player. False start by Darnell Washington. That's on him. Unnecessary roughness by Dan Moore after the touchdown in the fourth. That's on him. Those type of things are on the player. Hopefully Joy Porter Jr. is okay, man. He went down, as well as Allen Robinson. Hopefully those guys are okay. But I'm saying the tackling, my God, Patrick Peterson, number 23, and even Minka going in soft on that last tackle. Like, what has happened to players not wanting to bring the heat and wrap up, bring their arms with tackles? I don't understand it. The missed sack by Patrick Peterson. I mean, the dude went into the sack with an arm tackle. Did y'all see that? It's like he went in there with his right arm extended up high. Like, wrap up. Those things are not on the coach. We didn't get a ton of pressure tonight. Obviously, we were without TJ Watt. Throwing the ball right at Miles Jack on that Kincaid touchdown. I'm just saying, people always act like they have the answer. We don't, guys. We don't. It's not as easy as people think. Even the Cowboys. Cowboys been lighting it up all season, and look, Green Bay punched them in the mouth. A team in which the Steelers beat. Green Bay just caught them at the wrong time. And that solid defense of the Dallas Cowboys, you know what their detriment was all season too? People being able to run the football on them. And what was Aaron Jones able to do? And Dak just he just didn't play the way Dak plays. And how did that Green Bay defense step up like that? Sometimes it's just matchups, man. It's just matchups. But to me, again, I'm not a Cowboy fan, but I don't know if I just automatically say it was McCarthy's fault just because. I don't know. I'm just a little different than some people. Look, we got a lot of donations coming in, man. So Stillberg, Jameer Sanders with 2 donations. Round of applause to both of you gentlemen. The first one from Jameer, he says, man, I love the Steelers. Them mistakes hurt us, Sim. We had a chance, man. Rudolph wasn't bad. One mistake, injury at linebacker, and Watt was the difference. Yeah, man, inside linebacker killed us. We could not stop the run to save our soul, man. Stillberg, he says, so the last 3 wins were due to the players or Tomlin. Trying to understand how fans pick and choose when to give Tomlin credit. I gave Stillberg a round of applause for that comment. Here's the reason why. Even if it wasn't Mike Tomlin, let's say it was Bill Cowher or whoever the coach was, I'm going to call it the same way every time. There's certain things that are coaches. There's certain things that are players. I think the coaching things we can obviously see. And I've always said head coaches get too much credit and too much of the blame when they win and lose. So that point that Stillberg just made, remember I even asked y'all them questions when they were winning. I said, oh, who y'all giving the credit to? I didn't hear anybody say, great job, Mike Tomlin. Great job with keeping the locker room and making the playoff. Nobody was saying it loudly. It was very quiet. But as soon as they lose, everything is the coach's fault. Everything. Granted, I'm sure there are things that is coaching and coaching staff. But we can't keep picking and choosing. I just don't live my life like that. I try to shoot it straight from what my eyes tell me, and things that I can confirm by coaches, I'll give my feedback. The things that I don't know, anything that I can't confidently say with 100% fact, I shy back. I stay back and just say, well, this is my opinion. Boy, we got a lot of donations rolling. Oh, man, C.T. Pittman, what's happening? Round of applause to C.T. Pittman for the big boy donation. Okay. I'm going to come back to the other donations, but I happen to see his first. Man, thank you first and foremost. I mean, gosh, you guys humbling me every time we do this thing. He says, for all the Steelers fans wanting Tomlin gone, be very careful what you ask for. There's no guarantee a new coach will come in and take this team to the playoffs with success or even a Super Bowl. Appreciate you rocking with us this season, Sim. Absolutely, man. And I appreciate you. I mean, you have commented and donated probably every single show. But C.T. Pittman makes an excellent point. That's all I'm saying, folks. I'm not caping for Mike Tomlin. Do I like him? Yes, I do. And it's my right. Just like it's your right not to like him. But I done said it 1,000 times. If the Steelers go with another coach, I'm going to be right here doing the same thing. I'm not going to be overly critical of him unless we can tell that he's a horrible coach. And for those of you that always try to build that narrative, I don't care if the next coach is white, Asian, Hispanic, black, it doesn't matter. Stop doing that. Y'all know who y'all are. Stop pulling that race card. That's nasty, dog. That's nasty work. Stop it. Stop it. Because as soon as y'all do that and you go to compare Tomlin and Cowher, that kills your whole, it kills it. With everything you try to say about Tomlin, you can find the same or worse with Cowher. So anytime y'all try to go to that race thing, I'm not even paying attention to it. That's silly. Stop it. Y'all know how much I love Bill Cowher also. So I'm just saying, let's stop doing that. That's not cute, man. It's not appealing. DJ Kev, so nice. Who else gave one? And then I'm going to round applause all of y'all and read your comments. Mariano Pompa, man, thank all of you. All right, so here it is. DJ says, Tomlin is that guy. We need a QB, OC. That's simple. We got in the playoffs and played week with the guys off the street on defense. Steelers are still legit. And that's the thing I think a lot of us are forgetting. Do y'all remember? I do, but I don't expose anybody. That just ain't in my nature. It's people right in here in the chat. So many of people in here that said, man, this team sucks. They ain't going nowhere. The season is over. And now y'all the same ones complaining that they lost and want to get at Tomlin. I'm like, what? Wait, I thought if we acknowledge that this team wasn't that good, which I have been doing consistently, and again, I don't do this. I don't pat myself on the back, but I was right about that, in my opinion, where I said, look, this team ain't really, they're kind of fool's gold. They're going to do just enough to give you hope. They got talent. They got grit. The coaching staff is keeping them together, but they ain't there. We got leaks on the defense. Our offense is struggling. We got saved by Mason Rudolph, guys. The same guy none of y'all really wanted to play. And I'm talking even before Kenny Pickett. That's the team that y'all are pissed off about and completely disoriented because they went to Buffalo and lost. Camp So Nice says, Sim, I can't wait for Turbo Towel Tuesday and the phone calls. Yeah, man, tomorrow. And I'm about to wrap this thing up. Who else? Mariano. He says, the only consistent thing with the Steelers is this podcast. Been watching you since 2017 draft. Appreciate everything you do, brother. Sad for this loss, but here's to the future. That's where I'm at with it too, man. Look, I'm still going to rock with these boys. We all going to have our opinions. Like I said, listen, I want to be very clear again before I wrap it up. For some of y'all who really want to move on from Mike Tomlin, listen, you're not going to get an argument from me. All I try to do is say, look, I think sometimes we go too far with thinking it was only the head coach's fault. And like I said, other fan bases do it too. They all do it too. The national media do it too. I mean, because again, a guy like Mike McCarthy has kept the Cowboys relevant. They was what seed were they? The third seed or what were they? Second? Green Bay, they hot. And the funny thing is, Green Bay got a nice young looking like quarterback right there. Boy, Love was out there looking like Aaron Rodgers. And here come the narrative again. Oh, y'all know people said this to me. See, look at him. Why can't Kenny do that? Jordan Love is in his fourth season. Sat behind Aaron Rodgers. It's funny how he was allowed to get time. Now, not saying that Kenny Pickett is going to be any of that. I'm just saying fans generally, football watchers generally move the goalposts every day. It's never logic. Oh, well, if he can do it, we should. No, man, it don't work like that. And Kenny Pickett might not. I don't think he got them skills. What if Jordan Love is just a more talented quarterback? Is that possible? What if Kenny Pickett ain't it? That is possible. But we'll see. Because the Steelers are at a point where they have no choice. They have no choice but to play Pickett, because I don't think they draft a quarterback or one of the top tier quarterbacks in this coming draft. I don't think they're going to get one of them dudes. You know why? Because they just lost the playoff game, which already tells you where their draft position is. But all right, man, let's see. I'm going to get out of here. Still ended up doing 40 minutes. Let's see what else y'all got. Give me a couple comments. Couple. Knight Rider says he's definitely more talented. Yeah, man, Jordan Love is showing his worth. Love has a bigger arm also. I agree with that. Drop the mic. I try, man. I just try to put some logic behind these things. Why do y'all ask? Why do y'all say no, Smitty? Smitty is never on this show. Why do y'all ask that? Somebody else asked me that earlier. By the way, me and Smitty about to return. We'll be back. Me and Smitty was just talking the other day. We will be back for our Thursday podcast, which again, I just remind everybody that has nothing to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Zero. That's a gaming thing that we do over there. But for some reason, some of y'all come in here and always say, where's Smitty? Like, Smitty has never been affiliated or associated with any Steeler podcast. Jameer, thank you for the donation there, brother. He says, I want Phoenix Jr. Man. Yeah, my good brother probably is happy, man. He's a big-time Lions fan. What else y'all got? Clifton Turner says, fair weather fans. Yeah, man, they out there.
Donation.
Thank you, Jameer. Let me go ahead and throw you a round of applause anyway. A quick one. Thank you. Y'all talking about Bo Nix. Again, I don't expect the Steelers to be in position to get one of those guys. I don't expect them to draft one of them. That's just my opinion. And I'm going to end it with this. I'm always open for the Steelers to do what I don't expect them to do. So anytime you hear me giving my opinion, it's only based off of what I think. I'm not married to the opinion, right? Because that can change with fact. So that's it. But all right, we're shutting this one down tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. For anybody who wants to call in, phone number is 619-924-0818. And let me just make sure I'm correct with that. Yep. 619-924. There it is. 0818. Call in tomorrow. Terrible Towel Tuesday. I will let you guys get whatever you have off your chest as long as you're quick. As long as Blog Talk Radio cooperates. All right, so listen, tough season. I told y'all I didn't expect anything anyway. They went out there, they laid an egg early, they fought back, and they just couldn't overcome it. And there it is. But come back tomorrow. We'll hang out. Look forward to what you all have to say. And hey, man, continue watching some football if you are a football fan and, start thinking about what you think you need to see from the Steelers going forward. Outside of that, if you haven't already, man, if you like the video, make sure you, boom, hit that like button. Like the content, subscribe to the channel. Once you've done that, turn on that notification bell so you are aware when videos are being streamed and or have been uploaded. Outside of that, stay safe, especially if you're in a snowy area like myself. Stay safe out there. God bless. Stay healthy. Have a great night. Like always, thank you for tuning in. I shall catch you tomorrow for Terrible Towel Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace.